Angela Bassett. Plus, we'll check out the big fat surprise as we continue our Kickstart the New Year, the Nutrition Edition. All next on Live. Now, here are Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan.
It didn't take very... Hi. Oh, is that a selfie stick? Can you... Okay. Can you show us how that works? No, don't take it apart. Show us how that works, because I got one from my girlfriend gave me one for Christmas. Yeah. I see.
Timer on, so I get ready for my actual picture.
Oh. I was facing it the wrong way. I was like, I don't understand how this takes selfies. Oh, I'm getting her the trees.
I refuse to go that far. I refuse to buy a selfie stick.
Yeah, because you have long arms. Your arm is a selfie stick. My arms are like, I can't, all I get are up shots of my nose.
But yeah, you see some people take them incredible. But I wonder how many times you got to get it till you get it right. Because how many times have you ever taken a selfie and you're like the first one, you're like, oh, that's perfecto?
Oh,
Never.
Listen, I have one shot with my kids. That's all I get. It's like, kids, get around mom. That's it. And sometimes they're fighting, sometimes they're not looking, and usually my arms are not long enough. So I'm glad to know it faces. See, nobody told me that it faces that way. Sorry.
So now you got it the other way around. So how were you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How was your night?
Oh, fun. We went to my daughter's first basketball game of the season.
Basketball now.
Yeah. She was very, she was very upset last year. She was cut from the basketball team. And so there was a lot. You know the story because she didn't want to, I keep saying, I'm such an actress. She didn't want to audition this year. But,
she didn't want to try out.
Yeah. And I was like, you can't just quit something just because you don't make it the first time. You got to keep going.
Michael Jordan got cut.
Well, thank you. But it was so funny because I had a dentist appointment, and then I went to the game a little bit late, and in a half hour into the game, are you ready for the score? 3-0. I was like, are you sure we're at a basketball game? It was really crazy. The whole game was defense. But it was very fun. It was a fun game.
Looks like somebody needs to practice shooting in the yard, because nobody's making anything out there.
The girls are so tough. This is how girls are tough. Girls are way, in my opinion, tougher than boys at this age.
I knew we were going there. I knew we were going there.
I'm just going to tell you why. This is. I watched a conversation happen. My daughter was like, oh my God, didn't I meet you at Jamie Gilman's bat mitzvah? Like, this is like, she's having a conversation.
During the game.
During the game. And the girl's like, yeah, oh my gosh. And the ball comes down, and Lola grabs the ball and is like, like a monster. They go from being ladies to monsters instantly. I was terrified. It was riveting to watch.
So who won?
The other team won.
Oh.
But it was like, the score was very much a soccer score. It was very,
3-0 the first half? Yeah, I would say so. And I went to see our friend Seth Meyers yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I went and did his show.
I saw on Instagram that you got a swag bag.
Yes.
And did you bring it in so we could share in all of your goodies?
I didn't. Stuff we all get. Swag.
Maybe stolen without a gun.
Stolen without a gun. Swag.
Yeah, swag.
No, I didn't bring a swag bag, but it was like a coffee mug. It was like these cupcakes in a jar. You ever see those things?
Did you not bring in cupcakes in a jar?
They didn't make it out the building.
You are so mean.
I was hungry.
You know what? That's the last time I bring my swag bag in here.
Well, it was okay. I will bring every time I get a swag bag. I will we'll bring it in.
Okay.
But the coffee, there was a shirt, the bag itself. They had fruit and all that stuff you don't get here at this show.
I know.
You come
It's
here
so
to do this show, you might as well. You better bring your own bagel. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna starve in the back.
I'm starting to believe that celebrities may actually like coming here because they get nothing out of it. There's nothing in it for them. I'm not sure why they come.
But
they don't even get water.
Oh, they do, but you got to go to the fountain and put your head down and drink it.
Which is, it's so
We
gross.
do have one of those fountains. I mean,
We have a water fountain.
Yeah. Wow.
Remember from Catholic school in the 70s? We still have that same water fountain here.
And we redid our bathrooms, though.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and I remember somebody described it as they're like the Four Seasons bathrooms. I'm like, no, that's like the Second Seasons bathroom.
Oh my God.
Somebody's got
Two
some
seasons.
low expectations. Huh?
It's like being in a luxurious one-star hotel.
Exactly. But it was great. I went on talking about the Critics' Choice Awards, which
Oh, that commercial is so funny. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh,
I
you've
haven't
got to
seen it.
see it. Have you seen Stray's commercial for, he's hosting the Critics, I'm sorry, that's what you were about to say.
No.
He's hosting the Critics' Choice Awards, which is on
Tomorrow. Yeah.
And there's this commercial where Stray walks, he's like, the announcer's like, the biggest stars from the greatest films, blah, 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 like with an announcer voice. And then you see you crossing backstage, like there's lights and it's very glamorous, like a very glamorous shot. And it goes, hosted by the greatest host in the world. And you go, thank you. And then you say something about being the greatest announcer. And he's like, thank you. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it.
Do you know that you did this commercial?
Yeah, I did. No, I haven't seen it.
He's looking at me like, what
But
the
you
hell
know
are you
when you're
talking
doing
about?
those things, they're like, okay. It's weird because they're like, okay, now just walk. And then when somebody tells you just to walk and you know they're taping you, you go, oh my God, I don't know how to walk. You realize just like right.
No, it's good. It was like very it was like sleek modeling. It's very cool.
And then they just say throw this line back. So you're just throwing lines. I didn't see it put together, but I'm glad you like it.
It's really funny.
Well, I'm
I
glad
told
you
you
like
I
it.
saw it. It made me laugh.
But he said hello. He was great yesterday. He was very fun. And I'm hosting that tomorrow, 9 p.m. on A&E.
A&E.
So Critics' Choice Movie Awards. You get a chance. Make sure you check it out.
That sounds fancy. It sounds like fancy, A&E, the critics. Are you nervous? Are you
I'm
nervous
nervous.
to upset the critics?
Well, no, I'm not. No, the critics don't scare me. It's the actors that scare me. You know, you're sitting up there and
Yeah, but
everybody's
actors,
staring at
the
you.
actors are afraid of the critics, and that's what you're there to, right. So
Yeah.
you technically have the upper hand. So don't be afraid is my point.
Perfect. I'm going to go out there and offend everybody.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fun. We have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to laugh. And I was checking out this. How many times you gotten on a flight and you're like, man, I need a little bit more room. I mean, I can't believe they packed these seats in here, squeeze everybody on this plane, charge me extra for my bag. Well,
I literally never say that. My legs are 4 inches long. I have never said that ever.
well, I'm the guy that's sitting there going, you better not lean that seat back in front of me. And even sometimes in first class, you're like, this is like our 4-star bathroom. This is not first class. But there was a flight from Cleveland to New York that this guy was taking, and there were so many delays, but he stuck with it, that this is how the flight ended up. Look at my man there on the plane by himself.
Fancy.
Yep, there ended up being another passenger on the plane with him. There were 2 of them.
Somebody had to take that picture.
Yeah. But it was funny when I was at Seth Meyers, I'm backstage watching Seth do his monologue, and he's like, yeah, there were 2 people on the plane. They both got middle seats. I'm like, I like that joke. That was good. But what a way to fly. It's like you have your own private jet.
Yeah, that's really
Only drawback. But the only drawback is it's like from Cleveland to New York. If I'm gonna get that and make it LA to New York. Make a long flight.
I always think about, whenever they say, is there anybody here that wants to give up their seat for, a $400 credit or whatever?
Yeah.
And I always I go, I want to do that just to do it, just to be helpful and to get the $400 credit. But then, I always have to be here. Like, I'm always having to get home to host the show. You wonder, like, everybody has to get somewhere else. That's why there's so many incentives given to give up your seat, because everybody has to get home.
And then then I'm like, where am I going to stay? That's going to cost me money.
Right.
And then you're like, I don't want to go back home to my parents. That's why I'm flying out of here to get home myself. So, yeah, it's kind of like I've been tempted to take that, too.
I know.
But then I'm like, what can $400 get me? Where can that get me?
Well,
because
if you hold out, they'll go higher.
Oh,
you're the only person in there negotiating. Gelman's in there like it's an auction. 400, 400, 400, 500, 500, 6, give me 6. Yeah, I'll take that 6. Then I got to give me 7, give me 7, give me 7. Gelman, you're the only person owning a lottery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my, you're so proud of it, too.
Oh, definitely. But no, when you're a college student or retired, then you can wait around. Otherwise, you can't take those.
That's true.
Well,
that does sound like a new show, though, on TLC, doesn't it? Like Seat Wars.
I like that.
One day I was watching TV. I'm always like, I have a little TV in the kitchen, so when I'm cooking, I don't get bored. I'm watching, and there's always like some show on where they're auctioning something off, and I go, oh, that's that show where they auction off the storage containers. And my son's like, no, that's not that show. That's the show where they auction off the old warehouses. And then my other son's like, no, that's not the show. That's the show where they. I go, there's more than one show where they're auctioning off things.
Oh yeah.
And apparently, there's like hundreds of shows where they auction things off.
I used to watch that Storage Wars, where the guys sit out there and they auction off and they go against each other and they talk smack to each other and all that stuff, yeah. And then they tally up how much you sold out of your thing to recoup your money, who made the most profit for that unit that they sold.
Isn't that crazy?
Group. Yeah, I love it. I wish I had time. I'd be in there. I'd get $100 for that storage unit. Those skis in there look like they're worth $100. So, yeah, I love that show. But, you know, with all these fees, though, we're talking about with planes, you know when you book a flight and what will $400 get you, okay, if you want to have more leg room, they charge you. If you want to check bags, they charge you. A lot of times you book a flight, and that's only for you to get into, like, the cattle call section. Right. But if you want an assigned seat, you got to pay extra. Yeah.
I want an assigned seat. I don't like not knowing.
Oh, that's going to cost you some money. Yeah. But there was a $700 million increase from 2013 in these type of fees. But if you cancel, they don't give you those fees back. They'll give you your ticket, but they're not giving you those extra fees that you paid back.
Well, that's outrageous.
I agree.
And that is highway robbery or skyway robbery.
It really is.
That's outrageous.
They should give you that. I mean, that's part of the ticket, I would imagine. I would imagine too. And ticket prices for airlines have not gone down, even though gas prices are like less than $2 in some spots.
Yeah.
But I agree. Airline industry, you can blame the gas for driving the ticket prices up, but when the gas prices go down, you're not bringing our ticket prices down for your flight.
And nobody's getting an extra bag of pretzels, are they?
What happened to peanuts?
And forget peanuts. I mean, that's too luxurious, Gelman. I don't know what airline you're flying where you get peanuts.
But yeah, it's crazy.
We have to get to the show. We don't even get to eat the chocolate.
Maybe another day.
Maybe another day.
Another day, yeah.
Come on, we only got time for chocolate. I need to pick me up.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to talk about it so quickly. Because they're saying that many techniques of the Aztecs and the Mayans to create dairy-free, low-fat chocolate bars is creating a lot of love. Like, people who are like chocolate connoisseurs are loving this new version of chocolate. It's stone ground in texture. It's not as much sugar.
Is it like dirt?
They say that it has the consistency of dirt.
Because I'm a chocolate connoisseur, I tell you.
Okay, so we have some of this. We have some of this dark stone ground chocolate. We're just going to do a sample in front of you guys because we are rude. There we go.
For scientific purposes.
It's scientific purposes only. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I really like that one.
All right.
They're good. It does have the consistency of like chewing on sand.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they put like grains in it.
Nice.
Like sand. Yeah. I tell you right now, I'm not giving it back.
The only reason we went going to this is because we are starving.
They don't feed us either, not just the guests. They don't feed us. All right, grab your coffee.
All right.
Let's get this party started. Time for our Winter Gone Wild Travel Trivia.
Today's trivia dancer is Samantha. I didn't even see her. Samantha Crehan from Manchester, Massachusetts.
That was great.
I like this one better because it's not quite as dark.
Yeah, I like it. And Samantha, were you a cheerleader?
No.
Have you ever watched a cheerleading movie?
No.
Because you look like you have. You're over there kicking and throwing your hands up. Great job.
I didn't see any of your dancing because I was fighting for my life from these ball throwers who are monsters today.
Well, let's say hello to Scott Romanoli from Oceanside, California. Hello, Scott.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you doing?
You good?
Hey,
Good
Scott.
morning.
We're looking at your great picture. You're zip-lining.
Yes, that was a blast. We had a little family vacation in the Caribbean, and we ziplined. It was awesome.
I don't
So
know if
much
that's the
fun.
best angle for you right there. That picture, Scott.
I like it, Scott.
Oh, thank you.
That's all Scott all the time. You look like you should be talking to us like this. Have you zip-lined?
Oh, I'm zip line.
So fun.
Now, Scott, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm actually going scuba diving in Mexico, believe it or not. One of the benefits of winter in California.
Nice.
You are an adventurous guy, man.
Scott, I feel like maybe you should send us on a trip.
Hey, I'd love to scuba dive with you anytime.
Oh, my gosh, that can be arranged. We're going to spin the wheel, see what you're playing for, okay? Wait a minute. You are definitely doing a choreographed dance. Is that not true? You are just making that up as you go?
I just really like to dance, and I'm thankful that I have rhythm.
You are an incredible dancer. You should definitely do something with that. Here's a great prize, Scott. The Tanca Verde Ranch. You don't understand. I mispronounce the name of this place every time I say it, and they're very frustrated with me. It's in Tucson, Arizona, 7 days, 6 nights, all-inclusive round-trip airfare courtesy of Orbitz. It's a prize valued at $8,600. You have 20 seconds and only one guess.
All right, Scott. Here we go, my friend. On yesterday's show, we talked with Chris Hemsworth. What did Chris say bit him in his garage recently?
Oh, that gave me the chills. A spider the size of his hand.
There you go.
Congratulations, you and the guests will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Tanca Verde Ranch, located in Tucson, Arizona. Experience luxurious accommodations, authentic dining, unparalleled amenities, and an abundance of activities, including horseback riding, tennis, swimming, and more. Tanca Verde Ranch is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that can be enjoyed by all. Your prize is valued at approximately $8,600.
Scott, I cannot believe you won another trip.
I hope there's no spiders.
No spiders for you, don't worry about it. Now you get to help make the day of a lucky member of our studio audience who will receive a 5-year subscription to Netflix with a streaming device valued at more than $500. So please pick a number between 1 and 235.
45.
My man right there. Scott, congratulations. Giants fan, congratulations to you, too. Everybody stay right there when we come back to beautiful, the talented Julianne Moore will be here.
Still ahead on Live, director of the new television film Whitney, Angela Bassett. We continue our Kickstart the New Year Nutrition Edition with the author of The Big Fat Surprise. And coming up next, Julianne Moore.
To continue Live's New Year Nutrition Edition with Dr. David Perlmutter, the author of Grain Brain. Oh, Grain Brain.
Grain Brain.
Grain Brain.
And also Anderson Cooper will be here tonight.
My boyfriend. Don't tell anybody.
I won't.
She just won her 3rd Golden Globe and is one of the most talented and beautiful actresses in Hollywood. Please welcome Julianne Moore.
Make you glad you did.
I'm a lame high fiver. My kids always make fun of me because I'm like, whoa.
Can I tell you how to see it every time?
Yeah.
So if I go to high five you look at my elbow, I look at yours. You see it every time. Yep. You got to look at the person's elbow and you hit their hand every time.
I always do this. I look at their face.
You look at their face. I'm telling you, you'll never miss again.
Thanks for that.
Maybe it's a coordination thing. I've never...
I have to congratulate you on your Golden Globe, a most deserved win. You are spellbinding and captivating in every performance, but you are extra spellbinding and extra captivating in this. What was it like winning for this film for you?
Fantastic.
Yeah, right. Feels good.
I was so excited. I mean, it was a long night. It was at the very end of the evening, and so you know, you're doing okay at the beginning, but as the hours crawl forward, I got more and more tense. So, so when they said my name, I really couldn't believe it. I was very excited.
But did you prepare a speech? You're like, oh, I'm feeling good about this one?
No, I'm very superstitious, so I didn't want to. You know, I thought about this a possibility, but it's also a possibility that you can lose too. I've been there as well.
But
so
if you lose, nobody knows you have the speech.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. But anyway,
let me ask you this: at the end of the night, when you have an award that's at the end of the night, and I see, because I watch on the tables, all of these empty bottles of booze and completely full plates of food.
Nobody eats.
Right.
Nobody eats.
Right.
That's the hard part.
You don't want to spill chocolate on your dress or whatever.
No, or get the food in your teeth or anything like that. Yeah, and you're too nervous. You know, you're too nervous. So.
But were you tipsy at all?
Not really.
No.
I had a glass of rosé champagne.
Okay.
Just a little glass, but yeah.
But after you win, though, how did you celebrate? Because that's a big...
We went out for a while, but we had to, we actually stayed out till about 2. We went to bed, slept for 3 hours, and got on the plane because we had to catch our son's basketball game.
Oh.
So we went straight from the airport to the basketball game, and they won.
I'm going to hopefully the score... Hopefully the halftime score was more than 3-0 at halftime.
Was it 3-0?
No. It was a close game. They won by 2. We were very proud of them.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to take a commercial break. I want to talk to you for 7 hours. We come back.
Kevin, I'm not going back to school or anywhere else that reminds me of you. I want you out of my life.
You don't mean that.
It was all wrong. Right from the beginning. You lied to me from the start.
Well, I made some mistakes, and I'm here to ask you to forgive me.
Why should I?
Because you love me. That's why.
Oh, my God! Is that Steven Weber? Yes, that is Steven Weber, and I have one thing to say. What is the matter with my voice? I mean, oh, Kevin, why don't you? I love you. Oh, my God.
The first thing I did when I got here, the first thing I did, because it's all the same company, I went through the archives and I burned all.
You erased them all. Jesus.
But now you say that and you look at that and you want to worse for that, but now your film now still, Alice, it's beautiful. It's moving, and at the same time it's heartbreaking.
such anxiety watching this movie because you realize how relatable Alice is and how this clearly can happen to anyone.
Anybody, yeah. I mean, here's somebody in the prime of her life. She's got 3 children, a successful marriage, a great career, and, you know, everything looks terrific. And then suddenly this happens to her, and it's completely out of the blue, and she finds out it's genetic. And, you know, it's really a remarkable story. And Lisa Genova wanted to make the character younger because so often dementia is misdiagnosed as a condition of aging, when in fact it's not. It's a disease. No matter when it happens to you, your 70s, your 80s, your 50s, whatever, it is a disease. And so it kind of allows you to look at this progression in one woman's life.
And a great cast. I mean, Alec Baldwin, Kristen Stewart, Kate Bosworth.
I know, Kristen, who was on yesterday, right? Kristen, I've known her since she was 12 years old.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My husband cast her in a movie when she was 12 called Catch That Kid. And he'd come home every day and say, this girl is remarkable. She's a star. She's a wonderful actress. And of course she is.
And speaking of Alec Baldwin, another former soap star.
That's right. I know. Let's pull up his tape.
There's the Alec Baldwin.
So for you, though, what has been the most rewarding part of making this movie?
I think, you know, I actually, someone at the New York Alzheimer's Association forwarded an email to me from one of their clients who said that they saw the movie and so appreciated it, and that they felt, for the first time, they felt seen, which was really, really important to me. Because when I was doing my research, I'd ask women, I'd say, well, what would you like me to represent? What do you want to see about Alzheimer's and your experience? And they were all so generous and kind. You know, I'm glad that I was able to do that for somebody, you know.
Well, I've got to tell you, if you haven't seen it, you really must see this movie. I feel like it should be one of these movies that's like assigned viewing, where you know, just so that people have more humanity towards people that may seem frightening or different or in some way.
And I think that so often, I mean, people feel dismissed, I think, and there's the great degree of shame around Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. So I think anything that makes people feel part of a community, you know, is going to help.
And we're going to show a scene now, which I think is a really great scene, where your daughter, Kristen Stewart, asks you what it's like.
Her first film. Please welcome Angela Bassett.
You look so good. Thank you. I'm telling you, one of my prayers at night, and has been for some time, is that I go to bed and I'm like, please, dear God, let me wake up and look like Angela Bassett.
Oh, no.
It hasn't happened yet, but I am faithful that it could happen.
Oh, we don't want to work with that, Kelly.
No, truly, you do not age.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. As always.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that having twins that turn 9 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do age.
How are
there they are.
They're doing great.
Oh my
They'll be
gosh,
9 on the 27th.
Now, are their personalities, because I have twins who are 10.
Yeah.
So are their personalities different?
Very different. She's more reserved, and he's out front. He will go up to, just last week, we went out to eat, and like 3 men playing, you know, checkers, board games. He just went over. What are you doing? Next thing I know, he's sitting down. They're teaching him. I'm like observing from off center, and, you know, and he had, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And, come on, we got to go home.
So cool.
And she just sort of watches and susses it out, see if there's danger, and then she may
You know
creep
what?
in.
She'll be the one to bail him out when he gets in trouble. That's how it works.
She had to do it the other day because he's playing tetherball and, like, you know, hit the ball, jam, broke the pinky finger, you know,
wow.
crying, you know, he's a bad boy, now crying. She took him to the office. It'll be, I said, what'd you say? It's okay. You'll be okay. Don't worry.
Like a mommy. Now, are they in the same class at school?
No, never. Oh, you know, from preschool on, just because his personality's so big and she has to give him sway, you know, until he's too much. Then she's like, you want to know how it feels to be hit by a girl?
Yeah, right.
That's right, Bronwyn.
Now you play American Horror Story Freak Show. Your character is so wild, especially visually on this show. Did you know about this character before you said yes?
I had no idea. You know, I knew I was going back.
We're looking at this picture.
She was a three-breasted woman, right?
Three-breasted woman.
What you looking at?
Yeah.
You see something you've never seen before?
Three-breasted woman.
No, I didn't know. You know, as a matter of fact, I was asking the creator. I said, so am I going to be the bearded lady?
Right.
You know, he said, oh, no, I got something better in mind for you. And I'm like, okay, well, you like it, I love it. You know, and go on, for the couple months till the script arrives, about 2 weeks before you show up to film. And I'm like, okay, who am I going to be? And I'm reading, walk away. Let me, process this, But I guess I've signed on the line, so I guess I got to do it.
Yeah. What's funny is that Gelman, who has 3 nipples, is very happy that you're representing. Yeah, that's right. Yes, he's very happy about that.
I'm thrown off by that.
Listen, we have to take a commercial break, but I'm so excited for your directorial debut.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, this movie, Whitney.
On at the exit, and the exit traffic in LA slows down. There's this huge bus that passes by, and on the back of it, I see no other writing, but I see WH, and it's in her favorite color that I read in her mother's book or here or there, which is purple. So with her music playing, I see her initials in her favorite color. I have like trepidation. How is this all going to play out in the end? We all have great hopes in the beginning. And it just felt, I just started crying. I was glad I was at the exit because I couldn't see. And I was laughing like, okay, girl, I hear you. I feel you. Okay, thank you. I know it's going to be okay. It's going to work out.
Yeah, I believe in all of that, too. I believe in signs. I do. People give you signs all the time.
It just felt like I was with me.
Yeah.
She wanted me to do it. She, trusted that I could, bring it along.
I think the key to being a great director is being a great actor. And this is your first time directing. And I have a feeling it certainly will not be your last, because you must know how to get such great performances from people. How did it come about? How did this job offer come to you?
Well, I was having lunch with the producer who had produced Betty and Coretta about 2 years previous. Right. So we stayed in touch. We got together for lunch, and at end of lunch, I said, so what are you working on? And he said, oh, I'm really excited. I'm working on this Whitney biopic, and I've reached out to a director, but he's unavailable. It has all this music component, so the director has got to be really on it. I was like, oh, yeah, they really do. I imagine, it's all about what we imagine, perceived. And so I said, I'm too excited. When I get home, I'm going to text you some names, because I thought, for this story, for her, someone that would have to have just a sensitive touch, be gentle, be compassionate, open to it, to both of them, to Whitney as well as Bobby. And I just said, oh my gosh, I wish I could direct it, but I don't have a resume of 0, nothing. I've never directed anything. And so he said, you want to direct? I said, well, okay. Well, now I get shy. Well, kind of. I text him the names. I get home, true to my word. I text him about 3 names. Ava DuVernay, who's directed Selma so beautifully.
Amazing.
Justin Simeon. Just new, fresh voices. Right. Also writers. They needed that. And 3 days later, 2 or 3 days, he calls and he said, so did you mean it when you said you wish you could direct? Because you can. We can do it. What do you say?
You did it. You're excited. Can't wait to see it. Everybody, check out Whitney.
Wait just a second. Butter, meat, and cheese belong in your diet? Is that true? Well, that's a diet I can get on board with. Now, here to challenge everything you think you know about dieting is the author of the New York best-selling book, the New York Times best-selling author, easy for me to say. The big fat surprise is Nina Teicholz. Dairy depletion gives you a speech impediment. Did you know that?
Eat the cheese.
Yes, eat the cheese.
Now, let's talk about the items we think we all need to, because these are things that we all think we need to avoid when we're like eating or dieting or whatever, but really, you say we should be eating these. And why is that?
Well, so I did
nearly 10 years of research for my book, and really the bottom line main point is that saturated fats, the kind of fats in butter, meat, cheese, dairy, eggs, are not bad for health. We've believed for like half a century that they cause heart disease. That was always based on soft science. That science has since been reevaluated. It turns out that it's really not true. So, for example, meat. Meat we've avoided for all this time because solely because it contains saturated fats. But meat is fine. There's no reason to avoid meat. And also, you know, it contains folate, selenium, iron, zinc, really nutritionally dense, far more dense than white meat. So the other thing that we hear about meat is that it causes cancer, right? So, and especially processed meat. Again, I went and really looked in depth at all the science. That science shows only associations, not causation, and then really, really weak associations. So these are also really nutritionally dense, excellent foods. You can travel with them. People have been curing meats for thousands of years.
So you can have cold cuts.
You can have cold cuts. They're great lunch foods, too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then cheese. Cheese is another food we've been avoiding based on the fact that it's saturated fats. Cheese. No reason not to eat cheese. Really good cheese.
We love cheese.
And also, you know, we believe like the fat that you eat is the fat that we get. Like that's the same word, that the fat in there is going to become the fat on me.
Right.
Turns out not to be true. If you eat a little more fat, you'll actually it's easier to lose weight eating a little bit more fat in your diet. Milk. We drink skim milk, which has only been around since the 1970s, right? Whole milk has in it the fat that you need to absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, vitamins A and D. Without those vitamins, you can't get the minerals in milk. So all the goodness in milk, you have to have the fat in milk to get all the nutritious goodness in milk.
Well, we got to take a quick break, Doc, because I can't wait to talk about the rest of this, because that omelet is looking real good. We're going to have more when we come back with Anita Taicho.
You can eat all sorts of things you thought you could not eat, right?
So eggs. Eggs are great nutritious food, and all the nutrition is in the yolk, so skip the egg white omelets. Butter. Better than margarine. Margarine has only been around since, you know, for 40, 50 years. Butter is where all the nutrients are. Natural.
All right.
Cooking. Cook with butter, lard, coconut oil. They don't degrade when you heat them.
Did you say lard?
You can eat lard. And then in general, low-fat foods are higher in sugar, so eat the regular version. You don't want to have the low-fat version. It's higher in sugar.
Instead of
carbs.